All right, hey YouTube, it's Landon and Gabe. Gabe's behind the camera right now. He's gonna wave. There he is. And we're gonna put a hitch on my GX. So there was a couple videos ago about Gabe's GX, and we put a hitch on it. He got a hitch from a company called Nytop, and I got a hitch from Lexus. So I actually got the factory hitch instead. So there were differences in the hitches, and I'll go through those kind of towards the end of the video about why I chose that. But for now, what we're going to do is get that on the vehicle. It's boxed up from the shipper, and I'm going to unbox it for you, and then we can kind of go through and talk a little bit about how it's packaged versus the way Nytop packaged it, because Gabe really was impressed with the way Nytop had packaged his. So let's get started with that right now.
Action.
All right, so this is how it came, just wrapped up in plastic in a box. Literally, it came while I was at work, and my wife got the dolly and put it in the garage and laid it here, and it hasn't moved. So, what you see is what you get. Now, I ordered this from a dealership that was selling it through Amazon, so I can probably post that link in the description below, just so you guys can have it if you want to order one of these. The shipping was very reasonable on it. And that's why I kind of ended up getting it from them and sourcing it from them versus even our local dealership. They ended up wanting more for it than I had to pay to get it with shipping. So, and I gotta say, they wrapped it pretty good. So,
Yeah, so far I'd say that the external wrapping is pretty decent, about comparable to what Nytop did. But I can already see by the condition of the box that it is not packaged in.
they really wrapped it good. They were not joking with the saran wrap stuff for shipping. That gets that done. So, I'm gonna lift up the box. Now, curiously enough, that's a Toyota box.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is really gonna be, I guess, an unwrapping video of how Toyota ships their hitches. It's kind of interesting. So, genuine Toyota parts. This is a genuine, like actual real deal hitch from Toyota. So now I think what we gotta do is open it here maybe?
Yeah, that's a curious.
Okay, well that's one way to do it. All right. So, how is your Nytop wrapped?
Okay, so I think first what we got to talk about is Nytop ships probably. I mean, I don't know what their numbers are, but I'm wagering they're not anywhere near the volume that Toyota's trying to pump out.
Right.
So it makes sense that Toyota's packaging is a bit more economical, but the Nytop was cocooned within its own foam sarcophagus, essentially, inside of the box. And then inside of that foam box was foam peanuts. So there was zero possibility that your hitch was going to get damaged. Mostly, it wasn't going to ever exit the packaging during shipping and get damaged and scraped up that way.
So that's the hardware, I'm sure. And that's the hitch.
Is there something in there? Is that just
I think that's just
extra pack? Just
extra packaging to
cushion
hold
for
the
the
hitch. Yeah, I'll hold the hitch up. when it's
cushion
sitting
for the
upright.
cushion there?
But that's the hitch.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they seem to manage to get it to you unscathed.
Yeah.
Just nevertheless.
yeah. And the finish is an OE finish from Toyota. So you know it's going to be pretty good quality, which means, you can probably bang it around a little bit and it's not going to go through. Not that we want to do that, but certainly it's going to get banged around once it's on the vehicle.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the hitch. Pretty heavy, pretty well made, looks like. I'm going to set it over here. Yeah, so
There you go. Looks like it arrived perfectly fine.
So now what I'm going to do is just take this over to the bench. We'll open this up and see kind of what kind of hardware they sent, and I think there's instructions in here and all the usual suspects. So I will say it looks like they had a 12-year-old wrap this with tape. Just saying. Not the best wrapping job in the world. All right, now this has got a bunch of stuff. Ooh, you get a Lexus hitch plug.
What?
Yeah, you didn't get that with a
didn't
Nytop.
get that.
No, didn't get that.
No.
You get a nice, this is Lexus on it.
Hey,
That'll get stolen in about 5 minutes.
You still gonna be my friend?
You get this very similar thing came with a Nytop. That's for the trailer plug, and it's got a bracket, and the Nytop had a very similar setup to that. So it's kind of interesting that they both found a very similar solution to the same problem. This is the hardware. Oh, and look, it's got extra conduit.
Nice.
So that's going to be important when we get the hitch installed. There's a part where you need extra conduit, and the Nytop did not come with that.
We learned our lesson.
And then there's some spacers. So that's kind of interesting.
In the world.
And there are no instructions. So I guess we get to either look it up on YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Or we get to just figure it out.
I suspect Toyota's thinking the dealer is going to be putting this on.
Well, of course they are. Yeah, this is a direct like Toyota genuine part, and they're going to have a shop manual that has a procedure to install the hitch at the dealership. I don't have a shop manual from Lexus. I think they're available. I just don't own one. And so, yeah, they don't include instructions. But so what? It's a hitch. It's really not that hard to put on. And with our previous experience with the Nytop hitch, I think we can figure it out. And I've already kind of looked, and I know there's a video out there that tells you how to do it. So we should be good to go. So what we're going to do next is clean up the box, and then we're going to get the Lexus backed in here, get the spare tire down, and we'll start getting the hitch installed. So we are done with the hitch, and the hitch went on pretty easy. The exhaust gets in the way, I'm not gonna lie. The resonator on the back of the exhaust gets in the way of the bolt points, the fastener points on that side, and I actually had to take down the exhaust hanger, which is kind of hard to get to. It's a little bit snug. Other than that, the hitch went on just great. We did WD-40 all of the bolt holes to make the bolts thread through a little bit easier. This thing's got about 30,000 miles on it, and there's just dust and just road grime in those threads, which makes the bolts not want to thread very easily. It can kind of make you think that you're cross-threading actually. So once we got all that done, we're able to get it in place and got the shims in the middle, which is different than the Nytop because you actually remove a little plastic trim piece for the Nytop. So I think it actually tucks up against the chassis a little bit better than the factory hitch. But we're talking about like maybe 3/4 of an inch. So it's not that big of a deal. The electrical hookups for your trailer lights go on a separate mount that mounts to the hitch, and it's tucked up reasonably well. It does hang down a little bit, but so did the Nytop. I don't think there's that big of a difference between the two. So the reason I got a factory hitch instead of the Nytop mostly boiled down to price. I really like the Nytop hitch that Gabe put on his. It had recovery points that were integrated into it quite well, but by the time you pay shipping on it, that thing's like $1,200, almost $1,300. And this one I got off of Amazon. I'm going to post a link down in the description for $500 plus about $50 worth of shipping. So for under $600, I got this hitch. Now, you might be thinking that you could find one of these at a salvage yard. And you can. I found one, but it was in Collierville, Tennessee, which is probably a good 3 hours from me. I actually inquired about it. It was about $290. But they wanted another $300 of shipping to get it to me. So they literally wanted to spend more shipping it via a freight company than it cost for the hitch. And I could get a new hitch for the same price. So I just got the new hitch. But if you live close to a salvage yard that has some GXs in it, you may get lucky. So it's worth a shot, and it may save you a little bit of money on your build. So that's going to about sum up our video today. I'm Landon. Gabe is back there. There's his hand. Peace out. This is Order of the Traveling Hats, and we hope to see you guys out there.